everyone to another episode of our career webinar. My name is Mutaire. I'm the head of employability and coaching at Virtual Internships. And today we have a career readiness essential series. This means we're going to explore today a topic that is useful for any career. It doesn't matter what you're studying, it doesn't matter where you're doing your internship, in which career field. What we're going to discuss today is going to be very useful for today and the future. So let's check out what are we going to discuss today. So basically, we're going to learn about how to manage stress to improve your work-life balance. And for that, we have Mariana Gercovich, who is an amazing coach, and she will tell us all about what stress is and how it works. So we're going to learn also about techniques and tools to manage our stress. And we're going also to learn some productivity tools and much, much more. I don't want to get ahead, so I want to introduce Mariana so you know her, and so she can hit it up. So Mariana is a career coach and consultant based in Buenos Aires, Argentina. She specializes in employability, CV writing, and interview preparation. With extensive experience in career transitions and job reinvention, she empowers individuals and organizations to enhance their professional skills and achieve their career goal. So thank you very much, Mariana, for being here. Welcome. I'm very happy to have you. And if you are lucky, maybe Mariana can be your coach, because Mariana is one of our coaches, and you know we have 2 coaching calls. Mariana, you're free to go, huh?
Okay. Hi, everyone. Mita, can you tell me if you can see my screen?
Perfect.
Yeah? Okay, great. How are you today? Nice to be here. So before starting, I would like you to start with a breathing exercise. So I invite you to find a comfortable position, to close your eyes, and we are going to focus on your breathing.
You tell me, Mariana, when I can open my eyes, right? I will follow your instructions.
Yeah, of course, yes, yes. Let's go, Mirta. Inhale with your nose, counting up to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's try again. Inhale by the nose, counting up to 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Open your eyes. Start breathing normally. How are you feeling now? Any changes? Somebody wants to say something about this?
I love breathing exercises. Relaxed. Yes.
Yeah? Are you okay? You know, when you slow your breathing, this gives a signal to your brain that there's no immediate danger. So the heartbeat will lower, and we reduce the cortisol levels, and we promote relaxation. So when you are in front of a situation that maybe stresses you a little bit or makes you feel anxious, so try to focus on your breathing, even if you have to do it in a short way. Don't worry if you cannot do this complete exercise. But I invite you to practice when you are not anxious, when every day to practice a couple of minutes. So when you really have a situation, you will catch up with this tool. Okay? Okay, so now we can see how stress can affect your work and also the rest of your responsibilities as study and everyday matters. To know is to be powerful, and to know is to know about yourself, to know about what stress is, what stresses you, and when are the moments when you feel more stressed. When you know how to manage, you will know how to deal with it. I know that you have a lot on your plate. Maybe many of you work part-time jobs or full-day jobs, and also study, and also you are maybe having your internship now. So that's a lot. You need to be balanced. So in that way, you will feel less stressed. When we say stress, we are talking about two possibilities. We are talking about a negative one that's called de-stress, in fact. And this is the one who leads you to exhaustion, that leads you to be anxious, that leads you to maybe having body symptoms. And there's another one, the eustress. The eustress is the one that helps us wake up and be motivated and do things and stay focused. So we really know stress as a whole word, but in fact, we have two kind of stresses, but they work in a balanced way as well, because we need to know when stress is a sign of danger also. How can the imbalance make you feel bad? You can have health issues. Of course, you could have a burnout. You could be like a little bit depressed. But if you know how to manage stress, you can really improve your productivity. This is the map of stress. So you can think that there are top causes of stress. Can you reflect on three of them? Who can tell the three areas where you feel more stress? Is that because you have job pressure? Is that because you are not sleeping? Poor nutrition? How are you eating? Are you eating all right? What
Someone
about
says,
your...
Mariana, in the comments, in the Q&A, someone is saying one of my biggest stressor is
Yeah.
social media, scrolling on social media.
Oh, yeah, of course. When we are all the time paying attention to that, we feel anxious and we really don't know what to do. But we are losing time and we are going to the sleep deprivation. So you need to
Yes.
follow, you need to follow basic rules in your life. You have to sleep at least 6 to 8 hours. You have to eat 4 meals, and you have to use less media, Try to do so. Go out and jog a little bit, walk, and or something like that. It's very, very important, okay? So continue reflecting on that. What is the way that the body reacts when you feel some stress? There are people or situations that leads us to fight, okay? To be like screaming or maybe wrestling or fighting. And there are other situations or people that, we leave the room, we escape, we run away. And this at the same time, if you read properly after our webinar, you will have this to read it properly. You can see that to fly away, to run away, it's not only the act of running, but also to procrastinate or avoid or ignore situations or moving away from what...
Guilty.
Sorry?
I'm very guilty. My stress most of the time is also like postpone things.
Okay. Who is another one who maybe feels that can fly away, escape in the way, like procrastinating, ignoring situation? ignoring situations, or
Someone is
someone,
writing on the chat, guilty. We have many people who can identify.
okay, yeah, procrastination is something that, no, it's a lot of people procrastinate. So, yeah. And what about freezing? You know, freezing is not like staying there frozen, but also to feel that you cannot do anything, that you daydream, that you lose time, that you go back to your media and TikTok and stuff. And suddenly, maybe you can feel a little bit depressed or without motivation to do things.
Yes,
So,
someone says, whenever I feel under stress or have fear, I sometimes I don't know how to react or to answer to what the other person is telling me. I think this is
okay,
very common, right? We all, in different situations, act on different reactions. We react differently.
yeah, the thing is that you have to know yourself. The more you know yourself, the best way you are going to manage your stress. What and where the stress impacts? Impacts on your neurotransmitters. This is a chemical messenger that regulates your emotions, your focus, and your well-being. There are some of them that maybe you have heard about it. Dopamine, for example, is one. And dopamine is important, and they are not good or bad in itself. Okay? Everything that we have in our body works perfectly well, but we have to know how to get it. Okay? So dopamine can be under stress, we feel less motivated. But to boost it naturally and to really have motivation and pleasure, we can, go out to listen to music, celebrate achievements, and in that way, it will grow. Okay, the same with serotonin. It can regulate your mood, your digestion also. Okay, so if you don't have a good serotonin level, you will feel anxiety, you will feel that your mood goes ups and downs. So go out, meditate, and have some chocolate, for example. And that's another one. Okay, so let me just try to move forward. I don't know why I cannot do so.
Just click anywhere and it will take you to the next
Mhm. It's not working.
If you click anywhere,
Okay, so I will go right back. Sorry. Okay, so we were with the neurotransmitters, okay? So we have oxytocin as well. This is love, okay? Love, oxytocin. We know that physical touch, spending time with loved ones, it's something that will help you a lot to, to feel emotional
and Mariana,
connection.
the point is under stress, these
This
neurotransmitters get
level,
affected. So
yeah,
when we're stressed, oxytocin levels go down, and that
yeah,
makes us feel less connected to other people,
absolutely.
isolated. And
Yeah.
how we can improve is like, in this case, spending times with people we love, we care, friends.
Of course, yes. And what about endorphins? We hear about this a lot now. Everybody's talking about endorphins, and it's a natural pain relief and euphoria. Okay, when you feel that you are fatigued, okay, and you are more sensitive to pain, is when your endorphins are down. So get your endorphins up by exercising. Oh, I need more exercise, so I know that. But I love spicy food and chocolate. What about
And
you?
laughing, right? Laughing is
And laughing
great.
also. Yeah, of
Being with
course.
friends. And I think, Mariana, this is very important because the more we know how our brain works, we know that we are in stress or we are in fear, we feel fear, then the chemistry of our brain gets affected. So if we know how this works, then we can do natural things to boost our
Absolutely.
motivation and then go back to feeling better. And these are all things that we can do on our own
Yeah,
naturally.
naturally. Yeah, naturally. You don't need to do or to have pills or vitamins in particular. Of course, ask your doctor if you need something, but you can do these to boost naturally your neurotransmitters. Okay, so we are going to talk about something that you maybe have heard, that's emotional intelligence, that can also help you to manage your stress. Okay, they are not good or bad emotions. Okay, emotions, in fact, gives us information about what's happening around us and what's happening
And
with
Mariana, what is
ourselves.
emotional intelligence? Because I've heard about the IQ, right? This famous number that tells you how intelligent you are. But this is emotional intelligence. This is something
Yeah,
different. What is this
yeah,
exactly?
emotion. Yeah, it's exactly to understand our emotions, to know how to tackle them, regulate them, and in that way we will have better relationships. We will know ourselves more, and we will understand exactly what I was talking about. That you can manage your emotions, that you can be in a very good relationship, maybe having difficulties, of course, but this is the idea, to know yourself and to transform things in the best way for you to have a better outcome. Yeah. Emotions gives us, as I was telling you, gives us information about what's going on inside you and what's going on outside of you. Yeah. So the first thing that you have to do is to recognize what's going on. In the next slide, I will show you that there's a big map of emotions, and it's something that we will mention and that you can have after our video, and you can capture the screen, and to understand each of them, it will help you a lot. So recognize your emotions, be self-aware, accept the emotion. Don't try to suppress it.
Yeah, that's something that is very important, Mariana, because there's a lot of misunderstanding about around emotions. We cannot avoid feeling. Like this is something natural, all right? Our brain, our thoughts, they produce an emotion that happens. So an emotion that comes, we cannot avoid that. It's there. But what Mariana is saying is very important. It's like, okay, when I have this emotion, is it okay? Is it like a smart strategy to say, oh, no, I'm not angry. But like, if I'm angry, I'm angry.
No.
The idea is that to transform this. And Mariana is proposing something really interesting. Like being emotionally intelligent means being able to manage our emotions. So,
Yeah,
Mariana, once again, the first thing you mentioned is to
recognize your
mm,
emotions. Recognize, don't suppress them.
mm,
Yeah. The more you know yourself, the best way it can go.
mm.
Manage your emotional reactions.
Oof.
Once you know how you react, if you are the one going back to the other slide, remember? Maybe you fight, maybe you froze, you freeze, sorry, or maybe you fly away. Okay. So manage your emotional reactions. And in that way, you can understand what's the best way to go and how to react. If you don't know, you can also seek for support. Find some friends, some peers, a mentor, a professional for support, and start knowing yourself better. And that will help you absolutely
And
a lot.
Mariana, you know that something that's very important is to understand that all emotions are valid. What does it mean that an emotion is valid? Is that an
Yeah,
emotion is a reaction we have. The
yeah. It's not
thing,
bad or good.
exactly, it's just information, right? Because each emotion helps us understand something. When we are sad, it means we care about that we lost something
Mhm.
and that we
Yeah,
care. So we cannot avoid feeling sad, it's normal. The thing we can control, that we, not control, that we can manage is the right word, we can manage, is that what we do with that. Because I can feel angry, right? Let's say, I don't know, I find out that I did an excellent test at university, and then the professor decided that it was an 8 out of 10. It was perfect, but well, maybe I could have written a little bit more. And I feel this unfair, right? Like I think like, hey, that's not fair. Like I did my best. You're telling me it's excellent. Why not give me the higher grade? My anger is valid. But what do I do with that? Do I go to the professor and say, hey, this is all wrong, blah, 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 blah? That's
Yeah,
not gonna help
exactly.
me. That's
Absolutely.
my space that I can say, oof, yes, I'm angry because I think this is unfair. Anger is an emotion that tells us we need something, a limit has been broken, right? But if I know that when I'm angry, I may be reactive and may say I think I can then later regret, then I, like you said, I can breathe and say, okay, I know that when I'm angry, I want to break everything. But that's not a smart thing to do. Right? So I can pause, breathe, and say, okay, now that I know I'm angry, maybe it's the opportunity I need to go outside, calm down, and then go and talk to my professor and explain. Right? So, Mariana, there are a lot of emotions, and most of us, we don't even know them, right? What is this graphic you have there?
Yeah, this is a graphic of it's a wheel of emotions. Yeah. So we can what can we do? So here are some specific techniques that you can improve your emotional intelligence. Yes, you can check in regularly, and maybe in the morning how I'm feeling today, and setting a motivation for the day, a goal for the day. And when you come back at night, you know, recall what you have done and get something good out of the day. And that would be really, really great to understand how are you feeling. Another one is to have follow a journal, have a journal, and write down some things, and write down some things, and also to go to the wheel of how we feel. Yeah, you can use the app How We Feel. Learn some tools, engage with this wheel of emotions.
And
Okay?
also, why is important? Because no, when we have limited vocabulary on what's going on with us, it's we don't really know, okay, if I don't know what's going on with me, how do I know how to tackle it? Is it the same to be angry? Is it the same to be sad? Is it the same to be upset? Well, no, right? And the wheel of emotions allow us to understand that there are so many emotions. It's like when you ask someone, how do you feel today? Okay, all good, right? And then we don't know really what's going on, right? So, Mariana, are you there? Did I lose you, Mariana? Mariana. Let me check.
Hello, I'm sorry.
Mariana, you
I'm
came back.
sorry, I had a problem with, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm having some kind of problem here. Can
Yes, it's
can
okay.
you put,
You're back. You're back. All good.
okay, just 1 minute. I need a minute. I'm so sorry.
Yes. So basically, understanding what emotions we are experiencing is essential, right? Because sometimes it's like when you ask a friend, hey, how are you doing? Good. Well, good doesn't tell us much information, right? How are you feeling? Well, I'm excited. How are you feeling? Where, I'm sad. So understanding what emotions we are experiencing help us a lot, right? And each emotion has its purpose. As we said, when we feel angry, it means that we care about something, that a limit has been broken. So that's how I can say, why am I being angry? What happened here? If I understand that anger is an emotion that tells me that something has been not respected, I can say, oh yeah, I feel that there's something that wasn't just, right? So emotions give us a lot of information. Yes, Mariana.
I'm so sorry. I had a problem at home and I'm so sorry. Okay, so reframing your emotions. Now I need to reframe and come back. I'm so sorry about this.
You're managing your own emotions, right? You're
Yeah,
frustrated. You're saying, I'm doing this
up and down.
webinar. Yes. And then
Yeah,
the dog starts barking and things like, yes, this is part of life, right? And sometimes we just
yeah,
need to recognize the emotion because it's okay. We're all humans, right? Things happen.
yeah. So I recognize it happens to me every day. So I need to focus and reframe. I will accept the stress or other emotion. I will take a breath
Yes.
instead of resisting my emotions. Yeah. And this is something that is very, very important. And as we did at the beginning, we are not going to reframe our mindset. Yeah. We're going to reinterpret our stress or our excitement, or sorry, as excitement. And we are going to try to do this as if it were an adventure. What's going on? I'm curious about what's happening to me, what's happening in my body, how I'm feeling. Is my heart beat faster now? Am I breathing too fast? So I need to calm down and say, okay, nothing happens. Something that it was out of um, the, the script happened, nothing so bad. I'm here and now. I'll be connected and I try to do my best. Okay, so what is a very simple example of reframing?
So let
Maybe,
me see if I understood correctly. So
yeah,
reframing, I understood, is about reinterpreting a situation, seeing it differently.
the
For instance,
perspective.
I can say, um, let's imagine that my boss asks me to do something I don't know, right? And my brain tells me, Mirta, you don't know how to do this, so you are not gonna do it, right? Like, or probably you're gonna do it wrong because like you don't know how to do this. This is like
Yeah,
a way to see it, probably very primitive because my brain tells me, oh, I'm afraid because I don't know how to do it. I don't know, I'll do it wrong. That's okay, the first thing that my emotion tells me. But I can breathe and say, okay, Mirta, I know. And speaking to ourselves also is very important. We'll see now how we should speak to ourselves. And then I can say, yes, I know. Uh, I don't know yet how to do this, but this is a great opportunity for me to learn. So I have a challenge, right? My boss gave me a task that I don't know yet how to do. I don't know yet, but I will learn. So this may be a good opportunity to learn. And if you reflect many, you will see that many of you, many opportunities, you felt like, oh my God, this is the worst thing that could happen to me. And then something happened and you learned a lot and you said, oh, this wasn't that bad. So reframing is about changing how we see a situation. Yes.
yeah. It's to replace limiting beliefs. Sometimes I talk a lot about limiting beliefs. Maybe as you told us, you had a situation with your boss and he told you that you did this uh, task very well. You can feel that you are not good at all what you do, but also you can reframe or take a look at what you really do well. It's not that you do everything wrong. So there are many things that you do well, but this is a good information your boss gave you that you can think, okay, what can I improve in? It's very important to understand that this is an opportunity. Feedback, maybe your boss knows how to give you feedback, or it's not so good at giving you feedback, because feedback is, you have to do it right also, but you can take it as a good feedback in spite of the fact that it wasn't so good at the first. Yes. So he's telling you something. This is information for you, very valuable information. What can you improve? Yeah, you are not so bad at everything. You are now a grown up, you're a professional, you know a lot of things. So feel empowered. But you are an adult and you have to know that this is a very, very great opportunity. So encourage yourself and think that this is, a red alert for you to feel motivated and turn it into a growth mindset.
And what
Okay.
is this self-talk, Mariana? When you say self-talk, what are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah. Self-talk. Sorry.
You need to
Self-talk.
go. Yes, Aiva.
Yeah. There's a dialogue that goes on in our brain. We are always talking to ourselves. It's so important to handle our emotions and talk to ourselves as if we really are our best friends, and not to be so tough on ourselves. Okay, so we can shift our kind of bossy little you know, person that we have inside, and change it to someone that cares about us and tells us in a good way that we can do things in a better way, that we are really trying our best, and that next time we're going to be better, to care about ourselves, talk in a very good way, encourage ourselves, take a look at ourselves and say, I can manage. I'm going to do it better. I know I can do it. Yes. Try to focus on this. Try to find yourself when you are not so, how do you say, not lovely, but caring with yourself. Oh, yeah. So many times we are very tough. So try to shift to be someone that's your best friend.
Yes, because Mariana, one thing that is very important to understand is that our brain believes what we tell it. If we repeat, if we tell to ourselves,
All the time.
I'm not good, I cannot do this, the brain will find examples to prove that you cannot do it. There's a
Yeah.
really interesting phrase that says whether you believe that you can do it or whether you believe that you cannot, you are right. So that means if your brain says, oh, you will never do it, or dreaming about a house or a vacation, that's not for us. So if you believe that, then you said, okay, that's it. I won't even do it because that's not my thing. So that's when we need to pay attention and say, hey, my brain, I need to speak to myself in an encouraging way, right? Like I would speak with my best friend, like in a nice way. Like sometimes we have friends that are a bit blunt, right? But we want a nice friend that can say, hey, you can do it. You got this. Yes, the self fulfilled prophecy. The comments are really nice in the chat. People are sharing their thoughts, right?
Okay.
Someone says, my brain tells me again, but negative. I did it wrongly again, right? Yes, we need to pay attention.
Yeah, pay attention and turn
Someone is
into a
saying, when I feel down in a stressful situation, my mind tells me I'm not good enough. Precisely. Sometimes I'm angry. But okay, so this is all good. So that's when we need to hack our brains with all these techniques Mariana is sharing. We need to understand we will have a voice that will tell us things that's totally normal. And sometimes we may have, it's not like a voice, like these are part of my mind, you know. And sometimes we have different people like in our head, right? And then we need to say, hey, calm down. I can manage this and use these techniques. Amazing. I really like this, Mariana. It's very useful.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. So remember, you are not alone in this. Everybody is having a lot of dialogues. When you are walking around, everybody's having dialogues with itself. But you have to understand that this is absolutely normal, but that our brain is very, it believes everything. So if you say that you're the best at one thing, it will work on your favor. Okay, so try once and again, and first it's a little bit difficult, but then you will have it each time better. Okay, and okay, so why it is important? Why emotional intelligence is important? You will improve your communication. That's something that we always work in our internships, yes, to improve your communication skills. And it's something that you do it everywhere. And it's a transferable skill. Even if you are going to reinvent yourself many, many times in your life, you have to have a good communication skill. Yeah. You are going to be better working in teams. Yeah, you will be great at collaborating. You will be great, empathetic. You will know what happens with others, and you can manage conflicts in between your peers. You could be a very good leader, a leader that inspire, motivate, connect with your team. Because if you understand what their emotions are, you can connect with people. Okay, of course you can manage conflict, and you can adapt a lot, and you can have a good critical thinking, and in that way you will really create a positive work environment. You know that with AI, we know that there are some things that will be taken by,
Mariana, just be
yeah,
conscious about time.
okay, some things will be taken by AI, but there are some things that are human. And communication, yes, adaptability, decision making, and creativity are only human. Okay. So now, another thing to feel, more present is to know how to prioritize your day. So one thing that you can do is to decide what things to do first, what comes first, and what it's not so urgent. This is the Eisenhower matrix to organize, yes, to organize your workload or maybe your studies. There are some things that are important and urgent that you need to do them right away, and some things that are not urgent but are really very, very important. Some things that are not so important, but you need to do them. Maybe you can delegate them. And some things we know, TikTok, for example, maybe for some time you can stop them. Okay? Where we need to be working on, the most important things that we need to be doing are in this quadrant. If you have your day working in this quadrant, you will be really doing things well. Okay? You can create your own matrix and to see where you can improve. Are you all the time working in the urgent and important? So you are like a firefighter, or you are all the time working, losing time in your TikTok? What's going on? Yeah, so you need to be working in the not urgent but important.
And for that, Mariana, it's super essential that we plan ahead, because what is urgent and important, sometimes probably if we had planned, things couldn't be important and urgent. Many things can be, because like we don't know, right? Like if we have just now something we really need to take care of, like something we couldn't foreseen, okay, then we need to go and tackle it now. But oftentimes, I think it's good for us to reflect how many times we are leaving things that are very important for the very last minute, right? And that's when things that are important become urgent and we need to cancel everything, right? And then like, like studying for an exam. Studying for an exam is very important, but you usually have time, right, to study. So if you, let's say, not organize yourself correctly, then you raise your hand if you've ever done it, then you leave studying for the last week. You had 3 weeks to study, right? And then you leave it for the last moment. So you cancel everything you have to study 2 days before the exam, and then you're exhausted, and then you're tired, you didn't perform right on your exam. But if you had planned in advance, you can study a little bit every day. So the green means we need to plan better.
Exactly. That's it. And it's important to understand that to plan, it's the way to go to lower your anxiety and be less stressed. So using the Eisenhower matrix, you can also have a planner. You can use your calendar, your Google Calendar, and also you can use the timer. This is called the Pomodoro technique because, maybe someone with this Pomodoro timer a long time ago started using it. It's called like that. But this is a timer. You plan when you start and you plan when you finish each of your tasks. It's important to understand that you need to have the starting point and the end. And then having the time to get to the other place to do another thing. So take on account that you maybe need to take your car or your bus to arrive to another place to do what you need to do. So
and also, Mariana, very important,
yeah.
the Pomodoro technique is very specific, right? It tells us work 25 minutes. So during 25 minutes,
yeah.
you need to stop, you need to
pause.
You need to close every tab you have. Put your phone on flight mode. Don't do anything besides 25 minutes of pure working. That's the Pomodoro technique. You work 25 minutes, you make a pause of 5 minutes, then you can go up, go for coffee, go to the toilet, 5 minutes to shake out your head, and then you go back and work on another 25 minutes. That's the Pomodoro technique. And it's very nice because your brain, it's 25 minutes is not that much. It's like you can say, okay, because sometimes we are afraid. I said, oh my God, I need to sit 3 hours straight. That's too much. And your brain starts being, we're not doing this. But you say, you reframe your brain, right? You say, 25 minutes, I can do that, right?
Okay, so remember, you need to have your balanced life, recognize and accept and manage your stress, manage your time wisely, create healthy routines, help yourself by being emotionally intelligent, use your hacking techniques, refrain your thoughts and emotions, have your inner talk or your self-talk positive, breathe, mindfulness, yeah, and activities that help your brain feeling good. So when you have threats, go to your resources. And as we said before, knowledge is power, and the more tools we have and the actions we take, the perceived threat will diminish and you will feel great, okay? So let's go and confront what's going on and manage your stress.
Thank you, Mariana. I really like this concept that oftentimes we feel stressed, we feel fear, because actually, right, this thing we have inside, in front of us, this threat or this thing we have to do, is too big, right? This is like a battle, like if you've seen a war movie, right? If you've seen a Greek war, like if you have an army of 1,000 people and your army is just 2 people, of course you're going to be afraid, right? Because you say, oh my God, I have all these threats and I have just me and another guy. But if you have this big army, but your army is bigger then you're like, oh, okay, I'm not afraid, right? Because your resources and your tools are bigger than your threat. So that's basically what happens. So Mariana has shared a lot of tools and resources. So I want to know, guys, which technique, which tool are you going to use now, or you're going to be more aware? What is the one thing that you're going to start doing with all the information that Mariana shared today? Someone is saying something very interesting here. There's a lot of power in saying no, right? When you say no, sometimes you can set boundaries and that can reduce your stress. Yes, guys, that's a really nice reflection, because sometimes we need to say, you know what? At this moment, I cannot do it, or I can do it later, or maybe I can help you in another moment. And then we set boundaries. And by setting our boundaries, we are not so much stressed. Someone is saying, I really like the breathing technique. I start using it.
Okay, great.
Someone say, I
Great.
have been using the Pomodoro technique for many years, so I know it works and I will keep on using it. I should meditate more. Yes, guys, meditation has been scientifically proven to change our brain. Meditation takes time, so it's a practice we need to embrace. And the more we practice, the more we can use it when, as Mariana said, when we are in this very agitated moment, stressful moment. If we've been breathing and meditating before, then it's easier.
It is easier. I
Someone
can
is
see that.
asking, Mariana, any
Yeah,
advice before we go to bed? What can we do?
yeah. Less LED
Lights.
devices and lights. Try to read a little bit, slow music. Don't drink coffee or colas, beverages, and start with your breathing exercises. Yeah, really, really soft. You don't need to count. Just breathe normally, but focus on your breathing, only on that. Try to not to think about any more than the air that comes in and how it, it's like cleaning your body. Yeah, it the way you go with I don't know, maybe thinking about white light or something like that will help you a lot. Okay. So remember, we can finish with again breathing, holding, and exhaling. Okay. I hope that this was useful, and I'm so sorry that this was a little bit of a mess, but here I am for you. Stay in
Mariana,
touch.
how can we stay in touch with you? With your LinkedIn profile, right? So you have it
My
here.
LinkedIn profile,
Add
yeah.
Mariana. Add Mariana to your
Mariana
LinkedIn
Gercovich.
profile. Send her
And
a
yeah,
message.
my Instagram is LIC, in Spanish is licenciada, LIC dot Mariana Gercovich. That's my Instagram, but this is my LinkedIn, Mariana Gercovich in LinkedIn. Okay, so go there, follow me, ask for connection, and
Send a
work on your.
message to connect. And I'll be waiting for you guys next week, so you keep on earning points to earn your certificate. So I hope you start using all these techniques Mariana shared, and I wish you a wonderful day, night, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much, Mariana. This has been super, super helpful.
Thank you very much. I love you all. Bye. Have a
Bye
nice day.
bye. Have a nice day.